when the evening settles and the day grows still, stories rise softly from memory's hill. These are the letters we carry inside, stories of love, loss, and pride. Welcome, my friend, to Porch Light Letters.
Hey, kia ora, Helen Brums here, coming to you live from Waikanae Beach in New Zealand. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Porch Light Letters podcast number 2421. Today's question, it's one that applies to me a lot. How do I interview someone who rambles? Now, I tend to ramble, so I totally get this and totally understand. And sometimes it's just me organizing my thoughts in my head as I talk. I would rather talk it out than just leave them in my head rattling around in there trying to get some sort of order. Sometimes it's better to vocalize it, and that then seems to put things in order in my head. But not everybody likes that. So long stories can hold valuable details, but interviews still need direction. So some of the key points that we have today for you is gently guide the conversation. When someone begins drifting far from the topic, which if you're talking with me will happen a lot, guide the conversation back with a soft prompt. Phrases such as, earlier you mentioned, or can you tell me more about that time? Help redirect without interrupting the flow. Respectful guidance keeps the conversation productive. If I realize I'm rambling and I will suddenly stop myself and go, oh, where did we start off at? How did we get here? So all sorts. It's just what goes on in my head. Break questions into smaller pieces. Large questions often lead to long, unfocused responses. Smaller prompts such as, where were you living then? Or who else was there to help? Create structure. This method helps the storyteller organize their thoughts. Listen for valuable details inside long stories. I will tell you, ramblings reveal the most. Rambling stories often contain unexpected insights. A passing mention of a neighbor, a workplace, or a family friend may reveal important connections. Careful listening allows the interviewer to capture these clues. If you are recording, and strongly recommend, if you are talking with people in the family and you're asking them questions, you're interviewing them, please make sure you're recording them in some way. Then you can go and use a great program like Cast Magic, where they will transcribe the interview for you. And now you have it there in written form, and you can easily go through and get out the little key pieces of information. So just remember that one. And then what I would do with Cast Magic is put them in there, have it transcribe everything, put it into a Google Doc, transcribe everything. Sorry, all sorts of activity going across the road there. Transcribe the information. Then I'll put it into a Google Doc, and then I would print it, because I am much better reading printed format than I am reading it on the screen. And then I go through with my highlighter and highlight the extra details that are in there to go back and research more, or go back and ask more questions about. Take pauses to summarize. Occasionally summarizing what you heard can help refocus the conversation. Saying, it sounds more like that move happened just after the war, encourages clarification. Summarizers help maintain accuracy and direction. Be patient with the process. Some storytellers think aloud as they speak. Allowing space for reflection often leads to meaningful memories that would not appear in shorter responses. Patience often rewards the interviewer with richer detail. So I just have to. Okay, sorry, getting a dry throat today. This all matters because structured interviews can capture clear and useful stories. So like I said, if you use something like Cast Magic, you can copy the transcript into like a Google Doc, print that off, and so you've got pen and paper like I do. I go through and I highlight, I make notes in the margin to give me an idea of questions I can go back to later. When I do a discovery call with a client, I put it into Cast Magic, and I do the same thing, put it into a Google Doc, print it off, although I can't do that right now because I don't have a printer. That's on my list. Print it off, and then I sit there with the highlighter and I use different colored highlighters for different details, like maternal side, paternal side has different details. For the subject, it has a detail. It has different color as well. So I color code my people in the transcription, and then I make notes in the margin of I need to clarification on this. Maybe I need to research this here. And so I start creating my research log of the things I want to go and research, the things I want to dive in deeper. Does this relate to the main topic that they're asking about? Yes. Okay. So then we have to put that down in here and get that decided as well. Practical takeaway is guide conversations gently while respecting the storyteller's rhythm. If you want help preparing interview techniques, send us a private message and let's set up a 30-minute discovery call chat. It's just to sit down and get you on the right path with these interview techniques. And in closing, even wandering stories can lead to meaningful discoveries. If you have ever been to a conference and your your keynote speaker or any of the speakers on stage got off track and started going down rabbit holes, which and some of us call it squirreling moments. Those are often have the best nuggets in there. So let them wander just a little bit, but you also be aware of the time and getting them back on track and that sort of stuff, because you never know where it'll lead. And with that, we are out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic, sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Oh, actually, no, tomorrow evening I'm going to be late. I have a meetup thing to go to, so I will be around as close to 6 p.m. Pacific as I possibly can. I've been told the event goes for no more than 2 hours. And so I said, right, I'm punching out at 6 o'clock. So we'll see what happens. But go out and have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. Hei konera.
The stories we carry stay bright through the night. A small steady glow in the fading light. Stories of love, loss and pride we share, until we meet again.